Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Whew. Well, I've just been playing that song "I Will" through my better headset. Oh my god. Talk about a song that's perfect for what I've been speaking about recently. Yeah. We're talking about all in or not in at all. All in or nothing sort of thing. Talking about the point of giving your life to God. Talking about the fact of doing things His way. According to His will and His way, not our will and our way. Yeah. Well, I come across that song just now because, as I said to you before, YouTube has music mixes and a Christian mix. And I've never even heard of this woman. The only reason I checked her, Hilary Scott, is because I thought she was a woman from a TV program called One Tree Hill. And the character's name in that was Hilary Scott. And for some reason it struck a bell. And in that program she was a singer. So I thought, oh, it might actually be her then. I don't know. She might be using that as a singer name. So I thought, okay, click on it, see what it is, and oh my. That woman's got a stunning voice. But she was actually the singer of a group before called Lady God, what's it called? Lady Antebellum. Okay, Lady Antebellum. They did a song called Need You Now, which is beautiful. Yeah. So, yeah. So I did actually have a few of her songs previously from when she was with that group. But didn't recognise her name. And so, okay. Yeah. But it's quite beautiful when you come across something like that, really. Yeah, a song that you've not heard of before, and yet it's exactly perfect for the time. Yeah? Yeah. And it is so much. I mean, that is absolutely spot on for the time, isn't it, really? Yeah. It has levels. Yeah. And her voice is absolutely stunning. So perfect for that song. Just absolutely beautiful. It really is a pleasure to come across something like that. Yeah. It's a song that's at the top of my playlist now. Yeah, my Christian All Messages playlist. It's right at the top now. And so it should be. Absolutely beautiful. The only problem again, who are they singing it to? Who's she singing it to? Lord. So, oh, for goodness sake. Spoiled it by that little tiny detail. I get it. And I've said, I understand. Yeah, while the focus was on the Lord and everyone thinking it should be about Him, then, God had to give them songs to sing. Yeah. Yeah. But that is a song that I think that people could properly worship to, because it is just beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, just stunning. And yeah. So, yeah, it really does, it fills me with joy when I come across something like that. Yeah, which is speaking right into what I feel God is doing now, and you get a song that's the words are pretty much boom, 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 along that line, which is because of course the song talks about that God, you see me and you have all the goodness, all the good things for me. And so all these things that I'm waiting for, waiting for God to do, and I believe He's going to do. And all these things, if He does them, are going to glorify His name and hopefully help people to see, well, if what I believe God is telling me is true, that people will see that. That's the aim, isn't it? That people will see that. And that's what the aim is, and that's what, that's what I want people to see. So, if God is going to do beautiful things, well, as I said before, anything that God gives me is not just for me. It's people see that, see God doing that, and it glorifies His name, because people also realise that, hold it, if He loves me to that degree and will give these things to me, He loves them the same amount. So what will He give them? What does He want to give them? How does He want to bless them as well? Yeah, that's the whole point of it. Really is. And yes, you do have some people who basically want the blessings for them. Yeah. But, no, as I say, no, I mean, what's the point of that? Really? Because then when you walk outside, which you've got to at some point in time, you're going to see the people that really need God that aren't receiving Him, simply because they're not seeing it in you. So if God gives me incredible things, it's so important that other people see that and see that it's God who's done that. Well, as I said, that's why it's important to speak out about things. To speak out in faith about what you believe God's going to do, because even if you're making a mistake, that's okay. You're always going to have people that want to have a dig at you because you got it wrong, and do you know what? That's okay. Let them do that. Let them do that, because in the end, if you're willing to step out in faith, and you're willing to be shot at because you're stepping out in faith, then okay, God's going to honour that. Eventually, God's going to honour you doing that, because, if you're doing it for the right reasons, then So don't worry if you make a mistake sometimes. That's okay. Mistakes do happen. We are going to get it wrong sometimes. Well, even the greats in the Bible, they got it wrong on a regular basis. So, Are we going to make mistakes? Yeah. And welcome it. Learn from them. Do what the church didn't do. Learn from your mistakes. So you can do better, so you can grow, so you can be stronger in the areas where you're weak. But in all things, it is about His will being done. And the thing of it is, this is where the church, another way the church has gone completely wrong. Would the church have been thinking for all those years, Father, your will be done? Yes. But while doing their own will all the time, or while doing the will of the ruler of this world. It's like, excuse me, if we're saying thy will be done, then the next point is, and help me to submit to that. Help me, help my life, to be an image of your will being done. Rather than, your will be done despite all of us doing everything we want to bloody well do. Even though we're saying with mouth, your will be done, we're saying with actions, no, sod that. We're just going to do what we want to do. So, we've got to understand your will be done means, your will be done in my life. Not your will be done in general. It has to be your will be done in my life, and do whatever is necessary to make that happen. Because it matters enough. You know? Look, I'll be honest. I was saying way before September last year. Yeah. About the fact of your will be done in my life, and do whatever you have to do. Now, if I'd have understood at that point in time that would meant that my family would be taken away, would I have said that? Yeah, if that would have simply been my understanding, not where I am now, but then, September 2021, with that happening, would I have said that? Ooh, that's a darn good question. It's a darn good question. I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to that question. I don't, and yeah, I would certainly say to people, if you make that statement, I can't tell you what the results of that statement are going to be for you, because I don't know what they need to be for you. I know what they needed to be for me. I had to go through that. I had to go through that catastrophe in my life, through that awful situation. I had to go through that in order to come to where I am now. What you need to go through, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. It really is between you and God. That's what you need to go through. So, yeah. Yeah, I wish you well in your adventure. If you're brave enough to, take that on. But what I would say is, if you're not brave enough to take that on, then what are you doing? Just go back to the world and just be completely part of that. Why pretend? Yeah, people need to stop pretending. Well, because look, okay, let's assume for a second. Well, look, okay, people have got to understand, if there's a God, if there's a devil, if there's a heaven, if there's a hell, if you want to keep playing around and you don't really want to commit fully to your relationship with God, there's a very good chance you're going to miss out. If you miss out, you will be probably, or possibly, we'll say possibly, you'll be possibly spending eternity in hell. If you're spending eternity in hell, guarantee one thing: the demons are going to talk to you every day about how close you were to spending eternity in heaven. That is a bloody certainty that will happen. Right? If heaven and hell do exist, and if angels and demons do exist, and if people who don't bear fruit do get cut off and thrown into the fire being hell, it's going to be far more horrendous for those people than it is for anyone else. Look, for goodness sake, that's why I said, and that's why God has basically been pushing me to say, if you've been part of the problem in the past, let it go. Just let it go. Forgive yourself, move on, move into what God is doing now, because you've been in it for so long, but not really committing. Commit to it fully, absolutely, because if there's nothing to it, what do you lose? You're back where you are now. But if there's something to it, that if fully committing means that your life is going to explode and you're going to stop surviving, you're going to start thriving, then do it. It really is not worth, missing out on that, Certainly if you've survived all these years, barely survived, you want to what now? You want to walk away from it? without really testing as to whether you can thrive. Yeah, I'm saying this based upon the fact that at the moment I'm not thriving, not yet. No, but based on the fact that I fully believe that I'm going to. Well, in some ways I'm thriving, but when people look at my life, they're not necessarily going to see that. When they look at my face, when they look at my attitude now, they will see a massive difference. But when they look at the evidence of my life, where I live, the car I drive, the money in my bank, or the lack of it, the amount of debt I owe, they're going to be thinking, well, there's no evidence of that yet. No, you aren't. Yeah, there isn't. But I believe there will be. I believe that, this is what God is going to do. Why He hasn't done it yet, I don't know. I've no idea. Honestly, don't know. As I say, I've had these conversations with Father over the past weeks or so, and just said to him, I know it's nothing to do with that I've got to do something or stop doing something, because it's nothing to do with me. It's to do with you. It's to do with the timing being right. So, okay. I'm just going to keep trusting and believing that you're going to do that, because, that's what I believe you're going to do. Yeah. Why? Because it matters that much. It does. Because if I say to people that if you're willing to commit and you're willing to focus on your relationship with God, then you can most certainly go from surviving to thriving. And what exactly the ministry is going to be, I don't know. I still think, I'm not sure, actually. And I've said before that if you become sons, and you become as of heaven, but that's when I thought we're supposed to be as of heaven, then you'd be simply bringing heaven down to earth and walking it out. Do I still think that's possible? Yes. Yeah, I still think that's possible. But how that's going to look and how that's going to happen, I don't know. I have no idea. That's for God to figure that one out, really. Although saying that, He's already figured it out a long time ago. It's just a case of it coming into action. But how it's going to happen and everything, God's already done with it. We just need to walk in it. And so there you go. Thy will be done, indeed. As I say, I would certainly say to people to say that and to mean it, and to say to Father, do whatever it is that needs to be done. That your will is absolutely and totally done in my life, and that it's completely and utterly evident to people who look at me, that they will see that your will is being done in my life, that they will see you, that Father, you would get me to a point where when people look at me, they see you. Because that's what is needed. For people to look at us and say, oh, you're just like your dad. But meaning, Father. That's the aim, isn't it? But that's the aim for me right now. What's the aim for other people? I don't honestly know. It's up to them, isn't it? So you take care, God bless. I will leave you to it. And I think this is the last video for tonight. So there you go. Have a fantastic night. Have a great weekend. And I'll speak to you soon. Take care. God bless. Bye bye.